redirect? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bruce. Excuse me.
Thank you, Judge. You and Juan Carlos had no romantic relationship, is that correct?
Absolutely none.
All right. And he lived in a separate room, is that correct?
Correct.
And y'all had lived at another location before you moved to Ordway Place, is that correct?
Incorrect.
Did you live together on Fatherland?
Incorrect. I did not. I was not on the lease there. I stayed there, but...
You stayed with... I'm sorry.
It's okay. I spent the night there very often, but I had my own home.
Okay. And on several occasions, Juan Carlos had to call the police to that residence because of the disturbance you were creating with Palermo. Isn't that true?
No. One occasion.
On one occasion. Palermo never called, but Juan Carlos had to call because you were hitting on Palermo. Is that correct?
We were hitting each other, yes, and his brother called the cops.
All right. And you say it was only on one occasion?
That his brother called the police on me?
Yes.
Correct.
Were the police ever called by anyone else on another occasion?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. Now, when this incident first happened on the 7th, 11 days before you took out the warrant, who all was present in the home?
Juan Carlos and his girlfriend and my boyfriend at the time and me.
And so Kate Khalil was present on that occasion, is that correct?
She was upstairs. I never saw her face the whole time, but I knew she was upstairs just because her car was outside. So, to the best of my knowledge, maybe she wasn't. All I saw was her car and assumed that she was there.
All right. And they were in their separate room, and they weren't involved in the argument you were having with Palermo, is that correct?
No. His brother did come downstairs. His brother's room was upstairs, and he came downstairs.
When he heard the commotion, he came downstairs.
He heard us arguing, yes, he came downstairs.
And then he went back upstairs.
Yes.
So he's not involved in that at all on the 7th, is that correct?
He never touched me physically. When I was pushed on the ground, I screamed and started crying, and he did come downstairs and saw me holding my shoulder, crying.
All right. Now, you didn't go to the hospital that night, is that correct?
Correct.
And I haven't seen your medical records, but when did you first go to the doctor?
The next day.
All right. But in the morning, when Kate Khalil came downstairs, you already were in a sling, is that correct?
I hadn't gone to the doctor yet, so no, that's not correct.
Well, did you have that sling before you went to the doctor?
No.
Now, you and Juan Carlos and Palermo had a stormy relationship, is that correct?
Yes.
And you drink a lot of alcohol.
No.
Well, you drink alcohol.
Occasionally, but I'm not an excessive drinker, no.
Do you use drugs on occasions?
No.
All right. Have you threatened to call immigration on them before?
No. The very first time when he called the police on me, I told him to call the police on me. Go ahead, because they'll deport you. That was my statement as far as that goes. I've never threatened to deport him. I've never threatened them with that ever.
So you told them that if they called the police, you would call immigration on them?
No. I told him, go ahead, and we'll go with a case.
All right. And after the incident on the 15th, did you leave a note in Juan Carlos's room on a napkin?
Yes.
And what did that note say?
It said that he had messed with me and that I wanted to mess with him.
Didn't it say, if you F with me, I'll F with you?
Yes.
And so you were out to get back at him, is that correct?
I was angry at the time and I wrote it, but I'm not seeking vengeance on him.
All right. Now, he and his brother were arguing on the 15th, is that correct?
Yes.
The argument started, you weren't even a part of it, is that correct?
Correct.
And so you came downstairs and told them to calm down.
No, they were both downstairs. Juan Carlos was talking about me, calling me names, so I came out of my room after I told them both to stop yelling.
All right. His computer was damaged, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Did you damage his computer?
No.
Did you damage his phone?
No.
Did you punch a hole in the wall or door?
No.
Did you break the glass in the kitchen?
Yes.
And why did you break the glass in the kitchen?
And that was earlier in the day.
And why did you do that?
I was angry.
And why were you angry?
Because there was a voicemail on Guillermo's phone from a man saying he loved him.
And so that caused you, so you were angry with Guillermo on that day?
Yes.
And did you confront Guillermo about this phone call from a man?
Yes, the next day.
After the incident with Juan Carlos?
Yes. But that was not my reasoning for anger.
All right. Now, you say that the police took pictures of your neck and back. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I assume that's where you say Guillermo choked you and scratched your back. Is that correct?
Correct.
My client didn't do any of that. Is that correct?
Juan Carlos is your client?
No, yeah, Juan Carlos.
No, he didn't do that.
Did the police take a picture of your stomach?
No.
So there was no bruise on your stomach?
No.
And in this incident that happened on the 15th, you're the one that initiated confrontation by pushing Juan Carlos. Is that correct?
Physical confrontation.
You physically pushed him?
He was standing in my face, screaming at me, and I pushed him away. Yes.
And that's after you came out of the room to find out why the two brothers were arguing?
Correct.
All right. And you say he swung at you but didn't hit you?
Correct.
But you did slap him?
After he tried to hit me, yes, I slapped him.
How many times did you slap him?
Once.
And you said that your adrenaline was flowing and there was a lot of confusion.
Sure, yeah.
And why was there a lot of confusion?
Because I have two grown men screaming and yelling at me, hurting me.
You were unhappy with the brothers because they didn't support your brother in his problems in Nicaragua. Is that correct?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just renewing my objection, Your Honor.
I don't know, Mr. Bruce, how is that relevant? I mean, she's...
Shows her state of mind towards the defendants.
I think I pretty well got a picture of that.
Just a second, Judge. Have you been wearing that sling ever since the night of the 7th or early morning of the 8th?
No.
And how long have you gone without it?
I haven't been going without it.
But you haven't worn it at all times since the morning of the 8th?
Yes.
You have?
No, on the 8th, I went to the doctor. As I told the other lawyer, I wasn't given a sling until I was taken back to the doctor the second time because I was misdiagnosed by the nurse. So the second date of my doctor visit, I was given a sling by my normal physician.
All right. And did you wear that when you and Guillermo continued to reside together? Is that correct?
Yes.
And did you wear the sling continuously as you continued to reside?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge, yes.
All right. Did you tell your manager, John, that the way you hurt your shoulders that you fell down the steps?
No.
No? Okay. No further questions.
That'd be the state's case, Your Honor.
Thank you. You may step down. You're excused.